Well, there's an old liberal hack named Romeo Dallaire. He's a former general, you know. I think he's in the Senate now. He served in Rwanda, where there really was a genocide 25 years ago. In the course of just a few months, nearly 1 million people from an ethnicity called Tutsis were murdered by the Hutus. 500,000 rapes, too. Shocking, horrific. Joseph Conrad, Heart of Darkness stuff. Child soldiers, amputations, horrors. And a man who was there was Canada's Romeo Dallaire. I'm not going to get into his own role there in the midst of the genocide. That's not my point here today. My point today is that man actually knows what a genocide looks like because he was standing in the middle of one. In Canada, we don't have one. Dallaire positively denounced the use of the term. You can see it here in La Presse today. He denounces the use of the term genocide. He says it's miserable, it's unacceptable to call it a genocide. He's not anti-Aboriginal, I can tell you. He's not racist. Of all his flaws, I think he proved his anti-racism bona fides. He's saying it's not a genocide because the missing and murdered Aboriginal women, it's a crime wave, but it's not actually a racist crime wave because, and I've told you this before a few years back, when I first looked at the numbers, I'm sorry, but there's no other way to put it. The people who are killing Aboriginal women are Aboriginal men. In fact, in the plurality of cases, it's their husbands or boyfriends who are Aboriginal too. The RCMP has done exhaustive research into missing and murdered Aboriginal women. They do exhaustive research into anyone who is missing or murdered. So let me tell you the facts. These are all RCMP images, I should tell you. The RCMP looked at the data going back nearly 40 years. I'm going to go through some of the stats at a particular moment in time as per the RCMP snapshot. I've shared these stats before, back when the latest commission was proposed, because frankly, the police already asked all the questions, and they came up with some pretty clear answers. The $100 million was just a gift to Trudeau's lawyer friends. According to the RCMP, out of 6,420 missing persons in Canada, you can see the stats 5 years old, but you know the numbers are similar to what they were back then. They don't have up-to-date numbers for 2019, I should point out. And the RCMP doesn't have clear graphics like this anymore under the Liberal regime. So out of the 6,420 missing persons, 1,455 are women at all, and 164 are Aboriginal women, and 105 of them are missing in unknown or suspicious circumstances as opposed to non-suspicious circumstances. And that's still a lot, 100 women. But if police can't find these 100 women, lost over the last 35 years, how can Justin Trudeau and his rich lawyers? Police don't ignore missing or murdered Aboriginal women. This isn't Chicago, where most crimes go unsolved forever. In Canada, police solve fully 88% of Aboriginal murders, which is almost identical to the 89% solve rate for non-Aboriginal women murdered. It's the same. Police aren't ignoring it. They're solving it almost identically the same rate. In the past generation, out of 23,313 total murders in Canada, 1,017 of them were Aboriginal women. You could say 6,551 were women altogether. Just over 1,000 were Aboriginal women. Now that's a lot. Over 35 years, it's still a lot, but I am sorry. That is not a genocide. That is not the Holocaust. That is not the Armenian Holocaust. That is not the Holodomor. That is not Hutus and Tutsis. That is not a race or ethnic cleansing. It is not a government plot like the Holocaust or the Holodomor and the others I've mentioned. It is a slow motion crime wave. And 88% of those crimes have been solved. Say, did this $100 million commission solve any of those outstanding crimes? Maybe that $100 million might have better been spent on police, just an idea. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.